Well, good morning. Today's going to be a bit of a different video. I'm going to do some shorebird photography. So yesterday I was down this beach for a walk and the tide was coming in and there was a few metres between the sand and where it meets the shingle, and I was wandering along there and literally like a few metres from me were these little birds running up and down the shoreline. So I went home, did a little bit of investigation, and I found out I think they're called sanderlings. So I thought today I would come down and try and photograph them, which explains why I'm wearing a waterproof coat and waterproof trousers on a glorious summer's day. I've come up the beach to try and get away from the shoreline and be out of the wind. The wind's going to be a problem today. I don't know how well my microphone is dealing with the wind noise, so apologies if that's terrible. Today's camera of choice is my Nikon Z50, and I'm going to be using the 50 to 250 kit lens on here. So I'm expecting a bit of a struggle with autofocus, and this is nobody's idea of a wildlife camera, so it's going to be interesting, but we will prove that it's not really the camera that matters, it's the photographer. Bigging myself up there. So this is what the waterproofs are for. I'm obviously going to be laying on the wet sand. As the tide comes in, the sanderlings run along the edge of the water line, so it's just a case of waiting here until they turn up and then filming them and taking some photographs. I'm going to be shooting directly into the sun, and hopefully with f6.3, which is the lowest aperture I can have with this lens at 250mm, I should be able to get like loads of out of focus area and the sun sparkling off the water. That's the plan anyway. So it's just a case of waiting now. So I'm going to lay on this wet sand for probably a couple of hours at least and shoot to my heart's content. I'm probably only going to get, well, I'll probably shoot 500, maybe 1,000 photographs. Out of that, I'll be lucky if I get a few good ones. And I'm going to shoot some video as well, so you can see exactly what we're photographing. Right, here they come. Get as low as possible.
sun's really bright.
So, the thing with these sanderlings is when they're at a distance, they don't appear to be moving that erratically, but as they get closer, and I need them probably about 10 feet away from me to get a worthwhile photograph, their movement suddenly becomes exaggerated and they zigzag and shoot all over the place. And these little birds are only about the size of a tennis ball, so they're quite hard to photograph. Well, for me anyway, with no experience of doing it. What an absolutely beautiful day down the beach. Doesn't get much better than this. I think I've got some reasonable photographs and some reasonable video. I might have messed up. I probably could have bumped up my exposure compensation value by about 1 stop. Shooting into the sun, some of the fronts of the birds were a bit in shade and probably slightly underexposed for that. But it's all been a good learning experience. So that's the end of the video. I'm going to say thank you for watching and see you again soon. Bye. Usual atrocious end to a video.